Hi, Cécile Jabaudon.
Hi, Corneel.
You're the operational director of the Microsoft Innovation Center Brussels. Can you shortly explain what the MIC stands for and what you do on a daily basis?
Okay, so the MIC is a not-for-profit resulting from a public-private partnership between Microsoft on the one hand side and the Brussels capital region. And our scope is really to help people, businesses, and organizations understand technology, anticipate it, and adopt it. So how do we do that? We run activities and trainings that are based on 3 pillars. That is digitalization, innovation, and training. And as you see, in fact, one pillar fuels the others. So the end scope is really to boost technology in the Brussels capital region.
As you explained, the MIC is a cooperation between Microsoft and the Brussels region. Why, according to you, is the Brussels region such an attractive region for tech entrepreneurs?
Well, I think that although it's a small region, that's an asset. It's an asset for tech entrepreneurs and for companies to test your business. If you have a pilot project or an innovative idea, that's the perfect place to test your market with a vibrant ecosystem, so you can have all the help and support needed in the Brussels capital region. Besides that, it's the heart of Europe, so it's a great springboard to go beyond borders. As a tech entrepreneur and as an entrepreneur, you will never, I don't think you will ever hardly have the ambition to stay in Brussels or in Belgium as such. So it's a great springboard.
And your participants, is it only meant for startups or is it more broad?
No, we try to cover the chain, let's say the technology chain as such. So our audiences ranges from startups to job seekers that will have trainings in the IT field, to SMEs and larger company when it comes to pilot innovative project where they can be, where we can do a matchmaking with IT students to work on their innovative project.
But they all have to be based in Brussels, or the Brussels region.
There must be an impact for the Brussels region and the Brussels economy. The end scope is really to create job and to support the economy. So that's really what we aim at.
It's a bit of a strange time now, of course, with the Corona crisis. How is the MIC affected by the crisis?
Well, as such, our team is used to work remotely, so it was not difficult for us to just take our laptop and bring it back home. It affects a bit our trainings and activities in the sense that we had to move them virtually online and do webinars or virtual meetings rather than face-to-face meeting. That said, we are completely conscious that the crisis affects many businesses, many organizations and schools as well that overnight had to implement remote working and remote learning. That's not an easy thing. I would like to say that, in fact, the good news, if we can talk about good news, is that technology can help. Here I read two recent studies from Magoria that show that since the crisis, the number of people working at home, working remotely, has almost doubled. That is, before the crisis, they were like 33% working from time to time at home, and now the percentage has increased up to 62%.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, yeah, here what is maybe important to say that well, the objective of the MIC is always to help these businesses and to be as flexible as possible to adapt to the needs. And so that's why we've implemented an initiative where we support Brussels and SMEs in their implementation of remote working. So if they use Teams, which is a tool that they can get for free, they can schedule a call with us, a 30-minute call, where we'll help them on the feature of the tools. They can ask their question. The philosophy behind this is to say, okay, it's great to have the tool. It's even better to understand it better, to use the feature for a better collaboration. So they should not hesitate to contact us.
Yeah. The MIC also has its own acceleration program called Amplitude Plus. Is there something you can tell us about the program or about Amplitude?
So Amplitude Plus is run together with ECAB, and here the idea is to support late startups. So as we say, growing startups that have a customer traction, but that want to grow faster and better, to help them professionalize the business. So we've started the second edition of this program in March. Well, if I have to link it with the coronavirus crisis, is that, of course, today we say, okay, we'll help you grow. We had specific topics that we wanted to tackle. So we had to sit back and say, okay, let's see whether beyond all the topics we suggest that we offer, there are not topics that are specifically linked to the crisis and where we can have a specific support to these startups. So I think that flexibility will even become a buzzword, but that's what we're trying to do.
And because of the corona crisis, it may be difficult to predict things on a short term, but where does the future of MIC lies? Where do you see MIC in, for example, 3 or 5 years?
Well, we are living challenging times. You know, what is interesting is that last Friday, the MIC adopted its action plan for the period running starting in May until next June, until next May. And we know, well, the board knows that when it adopts its plan, we might change it. Because we want to be as closer as possible to these local needs from the businesses to help them fill in the digital gap. I think we have a role to play. It will not be easy for businesses, but organizations like the MIC can help and can support their businesses to combine business and digitalization. So I don't even project myself in 3 years, but whatever the challenges, technology is a good tool to try to solve them, and there'll be a solution.
All right. Okay, Cécile, we only had 10 minutes, so thanks a lot for sharing your thoughts and your insights with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
No problem. Stay safe, and we'll talk to each other soon, probably.
The same. Bye-bye, Corneel.
Bye.